Once again, ladies and gentlemen, another winnable game that you pissed down your leg in the second half. 5 damn turnovers. A missed field goal, an interception, fumble, 2 turnover on downs. That's the ball game right there. You gave them 6 points, and you gave them a short field for them to work. That offense was not good. Your defense, I thought, for the most part, played a pretty good game. You forced turnovers. I thought at the start of the game, I was like, oh my gosh, you may be able to finally strike on offense and finally get points off of turnovers. But after that long run from Matt Fuller, a 72-yard run, I'm doing the math right now. You know what you had in total yards? You had 245 yards of total offense the rest of the freaking game. 22% of your total yards came on one damn play. Guys, offensive play calling was atrocious. 16 plays on the opposite side of the 50, and once again, you completely go away from what is working for you. Now you're sitting at 3-3. You're coming off the bye. You look at what happened with Kentucky. Man, you saw some good things. Where did it all go? You pissed it all out like a freaking drug addict once he relapses on coke or whatnot. That's essentially what this game was. You completely melted and you completely relapsed. You went back to the same old drug, which is running inside zone, getting away from misdirection, and you got your ass whipped up front again. 9 out of the 12 halves of football, you have had to make a change up front. And whose fault is that? That's on personnel, that's on staff, that's on lazy offseason hiring from Shane. This loss is on him. You had so many damn plays, so many damn opportunities for you to win the freaking game. And you completely and utterly pissed down your freaking leg. Once again, this is the second time in 4 weeks that it's happened. You're coming off the damn bye week. Do you not have a better game plan than what you put out there on offense? Going up against a defense that I thought was probably the best defense that you played all year. For the most part, you were able to move down the field. And then when you get on the opposite side of the 50, Mike Shula, for whatever damn reason, wants to go back to the old school ways of the same play calling that we had against Virginia Tech. The same play calling we had against South Carolina State, the same play calling that we had against Vandy, over and over and over again, guys. It's going to lose you a damn game. And it lost you one today. But, guys, we are live. This is South Carolina Live's post-game show here on the Voice of College Football Network. I am your host, as always, Lucas Hill. Guys, thank you so much for hopping on in. We have about 550 of you already inside the chat. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all hit the like, share, and subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell notification so that you are notified every time we go live here on South Carolina Live at the Voice of College Football. I'm about to post the number for you guys to call in just a minute. 843-350-2534 is the number to call. 843-350-2534 is the number to call. Every post-game show is brought to you by our good friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Going over to UnderdogFantasy.com and use that promo code VOCFBSC. And when you play your first $5 lineup, you will get $50 instantly in free bets. That's VOCFBSC to play. And when you play your first $5 lineup, you will get $50 instantly in free bets. Must be 21 or older, not available in all states. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. Let me get to some of these comments real fast before we get to the play-by-play. Brett Cleveland says, if Beamer doesn't fire someone this week, he needs to be fired. 1,000%. Guys, you knew it after the first week of the damn season. This was going to be an offense that went back to the Stone Age. That was not going to work for Lenoris. Lenoris still went back to where it was back when the ish went down, when you kept on running the same old bull crap, the same garbage that kept him in the pocket, that didn't have him on designed runs. And it killed you. Killed you. Gamecock Orbit says, had so many chances to win this game and threw it away. Ran the ball on 3rd and 9. Great call. Let's get to our first caller of the night. You're on the phone with Lucas Hill. This is the South Carolina Live post-game show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
Hey, this is Nick Walker. I'm calling in from Beach Island, South Carolina.
What's happening, Nick? What'd you think of the game?
Hey, man. I mean, I know the obvious is Mike Shula is a problem, which he is.
Yeah.
What was he doing before? What was he doing before he got to South Carolina? I don't know. But honestly, this is on Beamer, man. Like at this point, this is on Beamer because the time that you have been here, you have not hit on an offensive coordinator yet.
No.
And to me, you're trying to write a redemption story for every offensive coordinator who's failed in the NFL and give them a redemption arc at South Carolina. And that's just it's not fair to the kids. It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to the boosters, the school, anybody. You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody deserves better week in and week out because we invest so much in this team. You know, just getting up just to go to a game. You know, and let's be honest. You know, during this, we're down there in a recession in this country. You know, so going to football games is a luxury almost.
Right.
You know, so everybody deserves better. And then on top of that, use of personnel, no continuity. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Matthew Fuller, I mean, what should have been a breakout game for him was spoiled by his own offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
There's no excuse for that. Like, Nick Harbor, you know, is a cheat code. You should be telling your quarterback, hey, we need to loosen up this defense. So guess what? We're going to take some deep shots and put the ball in a place. If Nick doesn't get it, nobody gets it. And there should be nobody back there that should be running with Nick Harbor vertically.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I 1,000% agree with you. I'll hit on a couple of your points. This was on Beamer as soon as the season started, because when you saw the offensive output at the beginning of the year against Virginia Tech, and you saw what other teams like what Old Dominion, what Vandy was able to do with less talent,
right,
that's when you knew that this was all going to be on Beamer. It's been on Beamer most of his career. Lazy offseason hiring, lazy in the transfer portal, lazy in recruiting. You better be lucky that you're able to hang on to this 26 class with a lot of talent that you have, that in all honesty, we've heard the talks about, oh, they're building relationships, oh, they're building this and building that. Pretty soon, this 26 class is about to implode like what's going on at Penn State, and it pains me to say that, but that is the harsh reality that South Carolina is at right now.
Absolutely. And you know what? And I think what you just said just now, the harsh reality, that right there could be a podcast within itself, because around here, people like to hang themselves on dreams and what ifs and possibilities. And they don't like to live in the actual nightmare that we're living in. Like, nobody wants to hear it. Like, listen, we don't want to hear week in, week out, I got to coach better. We got to play better. It starts with me. No. What starts with you is bringing the right guys in to coach these kids up. I did not see a sense of urgency on the offense tonight. You know, the defense, they played well. But the offense, to me, the body language and the look that I see in these guys, those offensive players feel like they're cheated. They feel like they're cheated, and they feel like Mike Shula is handicapping them.
Yes.
And I've watched that all season long. These guys are not responding at the highest level that they could because they don't believe in the person who's calling plays.
Yeah,
They don't. You know?
Right. I know. I completely 1,000% agree with you. You know, I'm glad you mentioned the dream part of your spiel. I don't know, Nick, I don't know how many times I heard over the offseason, oh, this is a team, they could go 10-2. Oh, they could do some amazing things. Oh, they've got so much talent. Oh, look at how we heard in the media talk about how they've improved on the offensive line. Oh, this is a much better team compared to last year. And then you look at the on-field product. You're absolutely right. This is a harsh reality. And in all sense, this is a wake-up call. I told South Carolina fans, hey, keep your expectations low. You don't know. With what we've seen from Beamer, it's been like the stock market. Sometimes it's going up, it's rising. You know, things are looking great. You're still buy. You're all in on this, on South Carolina. They show you some great things, and then all of a sudden you have an offensive output like you've had this season, and then it just tanks. That's essentially what this team has become in essence over the last 3 to 4 years.
Absolutely. 150% agree. I mean, honestly, man, I mean, we can get on the complain train and, do all this, but until Beamer does something, man, and, well, you know what? In this case, I would say Mr. Donati, until he does something that puts some fire under Shane, we're not going to see any improvement, because Shane has had every opportunity since he's been here to make the tough decisions. And the problem is he always waits until it's too late. He either waits until the offensive coordinator says, hey, I'm going to pack my bags and go out to Nebraska, or he says, I'm going to keep this guy on because if I fire him now, he's going to lose his potential head coach, at another school opportunity, or, he waits until things go all the way bad. But you know what? What about Lenore Sellers, man?
Right.
What about Lenore Sellers, who had all the Heisman hype?
Yep.
You understand?
How many times? I don't know how often you listen to the show, Nick. How many times was I talking about in the offseason, talking about Lenore's could potentially be a Heisman contender at this point? And I made clips and I broke it all down about what he could potentially do.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I'm going to say this right here, man. You look at UCLA, right? You look at UCLA. UCLA, they got rid of Deshaun Foster, and I like Deshaun Foster. One of my favorite running backs to come, out of college football and go to the NFL.
He's right? As UCLA as it gets when it comes to UCLA. Problem is he just wasn't a good fit. He's a great position coach. Right. The problem is that he doesn't know how to control a program in total.
Exactly. But look what happened when they got, the interim coach, I think he was already on the staff.
Yeah.
And then I think all those guys were on the staff. I forget the offensive coordinator's last name.
Neuheisel. It's Neuheisel's son.
There you go. Everybody had written Nico Iamaleava off. And he came in there. I think Nico scored 6 touchdowns against Penn State. 3 rushing and 3 passing.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Right. Then they knocked off Michigan State today. You know what I'm saying? And it was by a large margin. So in a matter of 2 weeks, they changed their offensive identity and they changed their offensive philosophy, and therefore it has changed their team. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something. If our offense was moving better tonight, and if it was legit, you understand, our defense could play at an even higher level if they had an opportunity to protect a lead.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's up to Shane. I mean, we could talk about it till our faces turn blue, but it's up to Shane Beamer, man.
Look, this has been on Shane since he first got here, and there's a lot of people that forget Shane was Ray Tanner's hire. Let's say things go awry next year. Guess what? That's Jeremiah's decision now at this point. And look what Jeremiah did during the offseason. Look what he's done to improve this program. Look what he's done to help build upon what this program is trying to build, not just football-wise, athletically-wise. You see the brand deals that they're making, the rebranding, getting the new Under Armour deal. There's so much that he's doing already that many people haven't really taken into account. So when it comes to a head coaching search, the rest of this time, it's going to be Jeremiah's program for now.
Yep. Hey, I look forward to it, man. I look forward to seeing what Jeremiah can do. Obviously, I do have love for the program, and I like Shane, man. I really do. I want him to succeed here. But I think the next step in his evolution as a coach is just making the hard decisions. You understand? Because if you don't make those hard decisions, it's going to poison the well of the program, and you are going to hurt your players, and you're going to hurt the brand. You understand?
Right.
And that's what's most important. It's not your personal relationships, man. It is that too, but the brand needs to be protected. And I don't think he's doing a good job at that right now.
No.
I think he's allowing these offensive coordinators to come in and poison the brand, and he gives them too much time before he fixes it or before he puts it into it. So it is what it is. But hey, man, thanks for having me, man. Great show. I honestly, I didn't know you did these right after the game like this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be tuning in next time, and I'll definitely let me see. Am I following me? Yep, I'm following you. So I'm gonna set my alarm.
Awesome.
The bell.
Hey, Nick, we appreciate the call, man. Have a great rest of the night.
Absolutely, brother. You too.
843-350-2534. Let's get to some of these comments real fast. Our play calling was terrible. Also, the O-line was also. That's been the moral of this whole season, Chris. I'm saying a 5-7 record. It looks more and more like that, man. I mean, it looks it's getting there. And I hate to say it. He's not wrong. Let's be honest. We knew Shula was bad since the bowl game. Yes. We knew the offensive line was going to be bad since the bowl game. You talk about how many super seniors you had last year. Look at how much you lost. And look at what you brought in through the portal. You got lazy when it came to the offensive line. Sellers has regressed. He's seeing ghosts. I hate to say it, man. Brad Valley says we all know Brent Beamer doesn't have the guts or the balls to fire anyone midseason. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Nobody beats South Carolina like South Carolina does. Jeff, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. I mean, you shot yourself in the foot in 3 games. Vanderbilt, Missouri, and now this. Your 3 losses. This is all on you. It's all on you. No Noun says, need to lay into the O-line. They are atrocious. Our center looks clueless. You guys, Nolan Hay has got to get back in the lineup. Rodney Newsome should not be starting on the offensive line. I thought he was okay against Kentucky, but it's freaking Kentucky. It's Kentucky. Their offensive line is dog water. They have no pass rush whatsoever going up against a completely different animal. We got another phone call. You're on the phone with Lucas Hill. This is the South Carolina Live postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
You got Miles from New York.
What's up, Miles from New York? How are you tonight?
I'm pissed.
What'd you think of the game?
I'm frustrated with the lack of creativity across the offense.
Really? You're not the only one that has said that. Believe me, brother. No, I mean, you have no motion. You have no, there is nothing, in my opinion, that is even close to having any sort of creativity. It's a stalemate.
I think the easy thing is that I personally, I sell insurance every day, and I could sit down for 24 hours and call a better play call. Call a better 4 plays on the opponent's 40-yard line with 7 minutes left in the game to fucking get a first down and get down the field to score the football game. I could have called a better 4 plays. Easy as that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this, man. I think that the first play of the game, I knew it wasn't going to be pretty. When you have a bad center snap exchange like that in the back,
Yes.
right near in the end zone or right inside your own 20, and you basically give them a short field, you're giving them free points. And this is what South Carolina has done in 2 losses this year. The first one was Vandy. The second one was today. It's the bottom line, man. I mean, I said on my show, I think it might have been Monday. I said you had to win the turnover battle, and you cannot shoot yourself in the foot when it comes to field position. It's exactly what you did today.
The issue is there's no energy. There's zero energy to start the game, right? You lay an egg on the first on the first play of the game.
Yeah.
That starts the energy of the entire game uneasy, right? And I don't even know what happened with the center. You bring in another couple centers, right? Boaz came back in or whatever it was. But what ends up happening is there's zero confidence across the entire offense.
No.
And you're not giving them you're not creating any space. I mean, when we looked at later in the game, I was watching from TV and I saw it was later in the game. It wasn't that drive on the 40-yard line. It was maybe the driver, the one before that, where I looked up and I saw on TV a wide open tight end. And then the second play after that, I see a wide open dragging wide receiver across the middle of the field. And Lenore's is terrified.
Yeah.
Right? So you've got one of the best quarterbacks in the country, arguably from a talent perspective, but from a decision-making perspective, he's not put in a spot where he can win, right? So that's the main issue is you have to put your players in a position to win, and when you cannot put your players in a position to win, you're going to fucking lose. It's as simple as that.
Part of that is because, too, of how bad this offensive line has been at points during the game. It's the bottom line, dude.
The issue with the offensive line is whoever it is, whether you're in business, whether you're coaching a football team, whatever you're doing, you play around your weaknesses.
Yes.
Right? You have to understand what your weaknesses are. So if you're going to know if they're bringing 6 on 3rd and 7, well, you have to create a play that goes around that, right? You have to put yourself in a position where you're not taking a blitz on 3rd and 7 with 6 other people. And that's coaching, right? It's honestly poor coaching. Whether it's you need to know where your weaknesses are and you have to play around them, and that's not what we've done at all.
No, there's no creativity in it, and there's no it. Look, at the end of the day, man, this all stems down to what you get on the field. Mike right now is about 10 years behind where we should be in college football. And the fact that he had Cam Newton in his damn backyard for 7 years, and he can't translate what he brought with him, and he translates it to Lenoris, who has Cam Newton type athleticism, is ridiculous to me. That's what is even more incredible when it is all said and done, is we're talking about a play caller that's been around one of the greatest athletes over the last 10, 15 years. You're telling me you can't translate what you did in the NFL to a guy like Lenoris to work towards his game? That's ridiculous.
I mean, I think what it comes down to is the game's evolved past Mike Shula, right?
Yes.
The game's evolved, right? You look at the NFL. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. You see a Ben Johnson, first-year coach, coming in, making Caleb Williams not great, but looking better, right, than he did under a traditional team. You have to evolve, right? You can't put a guy who has the last name of a legend in your program and expect that you can be able to evolve with where things are. I mean, you look at the pressure that was being brought by LSU tonight. I mean, Lenoris cracked the fucking, excuse me, I shouldn't say that word, cracked the rib earlier because we couldn't pick up a substandard stunt from a middle linebacker, right? You have no offense that is adapting to what's happening. What is happening on 2nd and 10? You're running the ball up the middle. On 2nd and 10, that happened 3-4 times tonight. Spread the field. If you have talent, drop back and let the guy make a play. That's the case.
Yeah.
Right? It's creating space, and you're running the ball up the middle on 2nd and 10. It's absolutely maniacal. Again, I sell insurance every single day, but I could call a better game than freaking Mike Shula.
Nick, did you see the misdirection where Matt took it 72? You know how amazing that was? Why didn't you run misdirection again? Why didn't you run outside zone? Why didn't you get a pulling guard out there, or at least get another tackle outside so you can run out? Work the sideline. You can reach outside, and you weren't able to do it. You kept getting stupid, which has been what this Mike Shula offense has been, because every time you get to the other side of the 50, you run draw, you run inside zone, you run you try to run behind your guards who's getting their ass whipped up front.
Yeah.
You have no real creativity. You have no real identity in your run game, and it's because of that.
But the thing is when you can a little bit of creativity, not. I mean, I was in a Beamer conference the other day, the press conference the other day, and I was shocked. I was walking on my way to work, and I was like, he's like, he's like, we're scared about the linebackers. I think it was Beach or somebody else that was talking about it. He's like, we're scared about the guy who can play both nickel and I'm not a football guy. I'm literally repeating things that I heard. He's like, he plays both spots on the field where you usually have someone who's coming down or whatever, and the linebacker spot.
Right.
And it's so simple the way that he was that I, on my way again to sell insurance, could pick up what he was saying about it. And I was like, okay, I understand what you're saying. And the fact that you are that you're explaining this clearly to someone who has no clue what the hell they're thinking about is an issue. Right, this game is more complex now. You see these wizards, the Ben Johnsons of the world, the guys who come in and I guess LSU's defensive coordinator is super talented as well. I don't know, but I guess he's found a couple places. You've got to play more creatively.
Yes.
In this age, it's as simple as that. You have one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, in the NCAA, and you're using him for what? Absolutely nothing. You're creating no space. He's not throwing the ball out of the pocket. There's nothing happening that's valuable to the offense, and I think it's just fundamentally an issue. I don't know. I'm actually super bummed about where things are at this point in time. You got some talent, but you're not throwing the ball down the field. You're not creating any misdirection, and it was awesome to see Fuller take that one to the rack because that was good. That was awesome. But other than that, the thing was a really piss poor performance, especially when the defense is fighting as hard as they did, and came up with a couple fun turnovers and put the team in a spot to win. And your offensive line, your head coach, and your OC can't get themselves out their own way. So tough night, honestly. It hurts. Hurts to be a game top today.
It does. I mean, I thought going into this one, after that 72-yarder, you mentioned Matt Fuller, I thought this was going to be the Matt Fuller breakout game that he needed. And you went away from him. So, I mean, you have nobody else but your own self to blame. When you go back and watch the film and when you go review everything that happened throughout the week and knowing that you had 2 weeks to prepare for this, that's what hurts even more. Nick, I appreciate the phone call, man. Have a great rest of the night, and we'll try to have a great rest of the night.
Hey, all we can do is keep smiling and living the good life.
There you go, man.
Take it easy.
All right, brother. Hey, Rome. Let's get to some more of these comments. I got to do a little thing with somebody else. He said Under Armour deal or Nike deal. I said, I know. Thank you to No Nouns, by the way. He said it was either an Under Armour deal or a Nike deal. I said Under Armour. That's my bad. It is a Nike deal. That's my bad. TJ says Sellers is trash. Let's be real. Overrated and overpaid. I don't think he's trash. I'm gonna defend Lenoris there. He's not trash. He is, however, behind a really bad offensive line and behind a really bad coordinator, and he seems to panic, man. I will say that. Do I think he made mistakes tonight? You betcha. That interception that he had late in the game, it was a piss poor decision by him. When he's flushed out of the pocket, he tries to make a play instead of see another down. If Shula was good, he'd be a head coach already. Brad Valley says Art Briles for offensive coordinator. Art Briles is, you might be able to go get his son Kendall if he even, dude, if in all honesty, man, I would go out and go get a guy like Kendall Briles. Go pay some money for him. I know it would be a very, very difficult time, but I mean, it wouldn't hurt to go out and go get guys like that. Seta Feldman, I think that's what he says. When Sellers was in high school, I said he's Cam Newton. Now I don't see a future for him. Are we sure that we practice during the bye week? Because there is no way. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, that's a very frustrating way for this to even be for real. Stephen Thatch, and I do want to comment on this one real fast. We only throw to the tight ends on the first series of every game, LOL. Then we forget they exist. We don't just throw it on the first series. We throw them on the first damn play. The first damn play, and then you forget about them. You've seen it, I think, 4 of your 5 games that you played, you go to a tight end. You've gone to Mo Brown 3 times in the first 3 games, and then you go away from him. You go, guys, the check down is there. Lenoris is late reading it sometimes, which is very frustrating, but guys, he's there. Use him as a safety blanket. So frustrating, dude. Rene DeBlanc says game should have been worse if LSU wasn't god-awful in the red zone. Yep. You're lucky that you got a punch out because was it JR that made that big punch out block or that big got the punch out in the second half or in the first half when they're going down to score? Because I think it might have been you counter that off and you turn it into a Matt Fuller touchdown. No Noun says the Mike Shula special. 2nd and 10, run a draw up the middle for no gain. 3rd and 10, Sellers doesn't have time and is forced out of the pocket to either run or throw it away. He also says we are successful every time we run off that counter option with the tight end crossing and we never come back to it. You are very much so correct. Every time you get a crossing pattern across the middle, guys, it's either Brady Hunt or Jordan Tingle that's coming wide open, dude. I mean wide ass open. And you don't go to him, that's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous, guys. Got my guy Reed Cooper in the comments as well on Instagram. Says Dylan Stewart dominated Weston Davis, which is why LSU started to run the ball away from him. I mean, hey, it's not true. LSU Hyper Ninja says, hey, Gamecock fans, good game, but you're lucky it wasn't 38-10 LSU. No, I don't think it would have been 38-10. But I will say y'all have your own offensive problems, to say the least. Y'all shot your own self in the foot, too. Y'all could have made it a blowout, but we can say we're lucky. We can say that defensively you made big plays. Whatever you want to say, man. But let's get into the play-by-play for this game. You started off, and you have an excellent start to the game. LSU has to go through a 3-and-out, and they got to punt the football. Started off, you own the line of scrimmage. Caden Durham run for a loss of 3 because Nick Barrett makes a hell of a play, gets into the backfield, and gets a 3-yard loss. Massive. Guys, defensive line-wise, I thought took strides. I thought pass rush-wise, it was much better today compared to what you got the last couple weeks of the season. So you continue to hope that your defense can continue to get at big plays and continue to get off the field quick. Offensively, though, that's a whole different story, bro. By the way, phone lines are back open, 843-350-2534, 843-350-2534. It's 2nd and 13. Garrett Nussmeier would complete to Juwan Johnson. It's caught at the 20. He gets 5, but there's an offsides penalty, and it's negated, so it really doesn't matter. 2nd and 8. Harlan Berry would run for 3. 3rd and 5. Garrett Nussmeier would throw to Zavion Thomas for no gain. We got a phone call coming in. He called 3 times, by the way. You're on the phone with Lucas Hill. This is the South Carolina Live postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
Wes Lever, man.
What's up, Wes? How you doing, man?
I want to know why we're not talking about the offensive line coach, man. Let's talk about the offensive line coach.
Brother, we've been talking about Lonnie for the last couple of weeks. What you mean?
Come on, man. Let's talk about it. 5 years Shane's been 5 years Shane's been here, and we still ain't got an offensive line. Come on. When's the last time South Carolina had an offensive line? Can you tell me?
Oh, dude. I mean, second half of last year, you could say that, but for a full year, I mean, you got to go back to when Spurrier was here, man. I mean, I really can't tell you other than that.
That's what I'm saying. He's been here 5 years, and we still ain't got an offensive line, man. And me and you know that the game is won in the trenches. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And this is where I get upset. This is where I get upset with the game. Because I've been watching and watching and watching, and we have not improved on that offensive line.
No, I mean, you haven't. You haven't. That's the bottom line, man.
And you ask anybody out there that knows anything about football, I'm sorry, bro. Your center ain't too great, man. Your center's not good. And you went into the transfer portal, and you got a center. Have you seen Florida State center? You know where he came from?
I believe he came from the SEC, wasn't it?
Vanderbilt.
That's where it
so
was.
Why do you go out and get a guy that's never played in the big-time SEC? I told my girl Liz, she asked me at the Virginia Tech game, what are we watching? I said, watch your center. And your center played terrible, man. He played terrible. And he's still playing terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had 2 infractions on him tonight. Not honking the damn ball. Come on, man. Come on. I know you Carolina fans see this. I'm not the only damn boy out here seeing this. You know?
I mean,
Jeez.
to be fair, Wes, I mean, Rodney was filling in for Nolan. Nolan's still hurt. My apologies, by the way. We in Arlington, we're like about 15 minutes away from an airport. That's why we got a plane that's blasting at full speed. But no, I mean, you're absolutely right. In my opinion, Rodney Newsom shouldn't be seeing the field at all. Rodney Newsom has been getting quarterbacks killed. He had to get taken out in the first half against Virginia Tech because he got beat on back-to-back freaking plays. He was responsible for the safety that kind of gave Virginia Tech a little bit of life in the first game of the season, and then it damn near got Lenoris killed near the end of the half.
All right, so you go back to the Vanderbilt game when Sellers got knocked out. Why the hell is the center pulling over there helping the guard and the tackle out when his deal is to pick up the safety that was coming through? Go back and look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's poor coaching, guys. I'm sorry, man. I appreciate you guys taking my call, but you got to start pointing fingers at the offensive line, and that's on Shane. Okay?
Yeah.
Your offensive line is terrible, man. I mean, it's terrible. You could go get a high school coach, offensive line coach, to coach better than what we got out there.
You need to switch Lonnie with Sean Elliott, and it'd be improved by tenfold.
Right. Hey, now you go back to Spurrier's time. If he had the talent we got now on the offensive line, wow, what could we have been? Marcus Lattimore would have won the damn Heisman.
Marcus Lattimore wouldn't have gotten hurt either.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. All you Carolina fans, keep your head up. But your offensive line is terrible, guys. It's terrible.
Thank you, Wes. All right. Oh, look who's in the chat. We got Carolina Jackpot up in here. What? Hey, if you're in the chat, bro, hey, how was the atmosphere in Baton Rouge? Hypero Ninja, any competent offense would have beaten you by 3 touchdowns. I mean, hey. And then Hyper Ninja says, Jackpot, you still blaming the refs. LOL. Brad Valley says, if Beamer doesn't fire Shula and Teasley this week, then Jeremiah Dante needs to do it for him. If I was a defense tonight, I'd be highly pissed. And Miles Hillier says, AJ Khan. No, Miles, we're talking about a whole offensive line, just as a whole. I know what you're talking about with AJ Khan and what he left behind at South Carolina. What we're talking about as a South Carolina offensive line as a whole. But I know what you mean. Busty Father, I can't believe I just said that. Wow. we need Sean Elliott back on the O-line. Yeah, that like I just said. Guys, we've got 1,500 of you in here. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all like and share down below. Tell 5 South Carolina Gamecock fans that are around you that we're live. Tell them to call in to the show. By the way, open phone lines, 843-350-2534. Man, what a freaking college. Bro, this is awesome. I know we're all frustrated. Hey, vent. We are very open here, guys. Again, 1,500 of you guys up in here. The old record that we had was like 7,000 for back when PJ Dean was announcing he would be committing here. Was announcing his commitment. Let's see if we can't break that record, man. We can do it. I'm telling you, we can do it. But you force a 3 and out on the first possession of the game. Very first damn play. You have a bad center snap exchange. Rodney Newsome doesn't even. My question is this: why the hell on the first damn play are we going under center? Why are we not going in the shotgun? And just literally just going, tonight, and dropping back. Why? Why do we go under center? But Lenoris mishandles it. It's recovered by Pat Payton. But defense does their job. They get a big stop because Garrett Nussmeier can't hardly throw the damn football right now. And, I mean, this is where it's at right now, man. I mean, they look bad. They look bad offensively. It's the bottom line, man. I mean, this has been a joke. Jawan Johnson would run for 7. You'd stop Jawan Johnson at the line of scrimmage, and then Garrett Nussmeier would throw a really bad pass to Tradez Green that's behind him. Damian Ramos would kick it from 28. It's 3-0. Now Carolina goes down the field. Here we go. You get a lot. You start it off. Rosal Faison gets blown up in the backfield. He loses 4. Lenore Sellers would run for 6. Lenore Sellers would throw it to Rosal Faison. He'd get 13 and he'd pick up a first down. Guys, where are our backs coming out of the backfield? Where are our tight ends coming out of the backfield? But you'd run pretty much the same thing back to back. You throw to Dre Jacobs and get 16. Driving down the field. Lenoris would run for 2. You try to get it to Jordan Dingle, and it's incomplete. Then you'd run for 2, and you get to the 29-yard line. 47 yards out. Guys, why are we putting our kicker out there when it's 45 or more? Guys, William Joyce should not be kicking from over 45. He shouldn't. Especially from that hash mark from where they were at. I mean, he's not good. He's not. He's 5 of 7 this year. His longest coming in was 49. But in all reality, man, I mean, he should not be kicking. He shouldn't. It's really, really bad right now. So he misses a field goal, and then LSU takes over, and they start to drive down the damn field. So here we go. Here we go. South. This is what LSU does. Coming off of turnovers, they manage to counter sometimes. They throw it to Bauer Sharp, first down. Caden Durham run for 2. Garrett Nussmeier, you lose contain. He runs for 8. He gets a first down. 3rd and 1. Caden Durham gets the first down. Garrett Nussmeier would throw to the sideline, get to Kyle Parker for 9. Harlan Berry would run for 1. Harlan Berry for 2. Kyle Parker on 2nd and 8 for a first down. Garrett would try to throw a deep shot to Nick Anderson that I thought was going to be called pass interference, and I think it ended up actually being it, but I'm not really too sure about it. But anyways, you would throw to Nick Anderson and get 2. 3rd and 8, you're about to get off the field. Completes it to Trey'Daz Green because he's wide open in the middle of the field because you play soft zone. He gets up the field. He gets a first down. You throw it to Xavion Thomas on a screen. He get to the 1. And then Juwan Johnson runs for 1. But J.R. Johnson makes a hell of a play. Punches the football out just before he crosses the plane. South Carolina recovers it. And now you get a big turnover. Massive, massive swing of events. Lenoris would throw to Brian Rowe. Guys, let me ask you a question. Why the hell are we not going to our speedsters in Brian Rowe and Dre Jacobs? We're not going to them enough. That's me being honest with you. We're not going to Dre Jacobs or Brian Rowe enough. You get them on quick slants, quick screens. Guys, let them turn up the field and work the sidelines. They can go. Matt Fuller would run for 1. Then you'd run a misdirection on 3rd and 2. Bam, Matt Fuller reads the hole, 72 and out the gate. Big score. At that point, I looked at that and I said, oh, man, maybe our run game is back. Man, I mean, that was close, man. Oh, man, that was rough. It was a rough way for you to lose that football game, by the way. But this is what we've been talking about all week. Was that you had to establish the line of scrimmage. Early on, you did. I don't care. Yes, you can call. Go for it. You ain't gonna bother me. LSU would come back. Harlan Berry would run for no gain. It wouldn't matter. End of the first quarter. So you have a little bit of momentum at the end. Yeah. I mean, anybody can call, whether you LSU, South Carolina, SEC, regular media, go ahead, call. I don't care. Nobody's stopping you from calling. You would throw to Kyle Parker on the outside, high for 9 first and get close to a first down. 3rd and 1, Caden Durham, run for 5, first down. You'd have a big Caden Durham throw. You'd have a big Caden Durham run, first down. This was the pass interference that I thought was kind of ticky-tacky in my opinion. Overthrows Chris Hilton, but there's a pass interference on Brandon Cece. And I don't know how Cisse is at this point in time. By the way, guys, we just hit 600 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you guys so much. We finally did it. We finally got to 600. You guys are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all continue to go hit the like, share, and subscribe button, man. Y'all continue to share this stream. Y'all are awesome. This is a great show. We'll go all night, man. I'm willing to go all night. But they put you at the 20. Trey'Daz would get 14, and then Trey'Daz would get back into the back of the end zone touchdown. So you get the football at the 31-yard line after Nick Harbor has a nice return for 23. You'd have a Roswell phase on throw for 2 or run for 2. You try to throw it short to Brian Rowe, but there's a pass interference on Tamarcus Cooley, so you get a first down. You get Brian Rowe on a pop pass that goes for 9. You get to the opposite side of the 40 of the field. Roswell Faison would run for 3, gets a first down. Lenore Sellers on 1st and 10, he get a 2-yard run. There's an illegal snap by Boaz Stanley. Guys, why is Boaz Stanley playing? He's not healthy. He's hurt. It's the bottom line, man. He should not be playing at this point in time. You would have a false start right afterwards, so now you're back to the 49-yard line. It's 2nd and 18. You try to throw it to Nick Harbor, incomplete. Lenoris would run for 2, and you'd have to punt the football. So you go from just on the outstretch of getting into field goal range, and then you proceed to piss down your leg, and you blew it, man. You blew it. So you give up field. So you play field position, but you force a punt. They go 4 and out after a Berrien Brown first down. They run 2 run plays. They'd have an incomplete pass to Xavion Thomas. Grant Chadwick punts it all the way to about 71 yards, and he gets a touchback. And this is where I thought you started to get some momentum offensively and kind of building off of it, and then it kind of sputtered out on you. Lenore Sellers would get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. You'd throw to Brian Rowe and get 9. Sewell would get 4 for a first down. Jared Brown, run for 12. You'd have a false start on JT right after that. Guys, when we talked during the week, we talked about 3 things. Win the turnover battle. Quit shooting yourself in the freaking foot with these pre-snap penalties. And get creative offensively. You did none of those 3. You were 0-3 today. You had 4 turnovers. So I think they're 1 or 2. I think it was 2. And you'd have 2 incompletions to Brady Hunt and Jared Brown. Then on 3rd and 15, Lenoris throws a really bad ball. It gets intercepted by Tamarcus Cooley, and but it doesn't go anywhere. So here comes LSU on the opposite side. They'd have a throw to Trades for 8. Caden Durham, run for 9. Incomplete to Chris Hilton. Caden Durham on a swing pass. Gets 17 and gets the first down. They're on the opposite side of the field. Caden Durham would run for 3. You'd have an incomplete pass to Xavion Thomas. They'd back themselves up 5 for a false start. And then on 3rd and 12, it's intercepted by DQ Smith, who just makes an athletic play and gets a turnover that South Carolina needs. And they manage to turn it around off of the really, really, really bad throw from Garrett. Really, really bad throw. Would not matter because you got 2:11 left on the clock. I don't know how familiar. I just had one of my guys who went to the South Carolina game. He just texted me and said that Mike Shula deserves to be put in a trash can. I don't blame him. I mean, y'all can stuff him in there if you want. Lenore Sellers would run for 9 after getting pressured. Oscar Attaway would run for 2 following the 2-minute warning. He gets a first down. Lenore Sellers would throw to Brady Hunt. You'd have another false start. So you take 1 step forward and then take 2 steps back. You had 7 false start penalties. 7. Dude, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But you get bailed out because the very next play you'd have an incompletion to Brian Rowe, but there's holding on to Marcus Cooley, and you get 10 out of it. Lenoris gets to the other side of the 50. Guess what? You have an opportunity to get down the field and score. You'd have two incomplete passes to Mazio Bennett because Lenoris is getting pressured, and then there's an intentional grounding, and you lose 20. So you play field position, but you get a big stop inside the 5. They don't go anywhere. They got to punt the football. It's in pretty good field position, too, at the 40-yard line. And this is how it goes. About like how the majority of the game went. Lenoris pass to complete to Razul Faison for 1. Lenoris completes on the sideline to Brady Hunt for 4. Lenoris runs for 8, gets outside, gets on the opposite side of the 50-yard line. Here we go. Same story, different day. You'd have an incompletion to Razul Faison. You get pressured, and you'd have to throw it all the way out of the back of the end zone. So that ends the first half. Start of the third quarter. Oh, big play. Hell yeah. You finally get a good drive. Razul Faison would run for 10. Lenore Sellers would throw to Matt Fuller for 5. Lenore Sellers run for 6. Lenore Sellers run for 1. Razul Faison run for 12. Hey, kind of a same trend, huh? You finally got good, and you finally are establishing the run game. Razul Faison run for 12. Razul Faison run for 9. Matt Fuller run for 3. Lenoris doesn't go anywhere, but there's a holding on Brady Hunt. So now you're backed up all the way to the 39. 1st and 20. Matt Fuller gets you 6 of those yards back. You throw it to Jordan Dingle, but William Joyce finally makes one from past 45, and he's good. So it's a tie ball game, and now you give LSU the football back. It proceeded to go something like this. Garrett Nussmeier would throw to Tradez Green. Tradez Green had your number all damn night. When you played soft in the zone, you know what you did? You didn't have any answer to cover a 6'7" tight end. Oh, here we go. 6'7", 6'7". Y'all gonna start with that bull crap again? Or are we old and we are mature enough to not go with that crap? Please. Please. Oh, my gosh. You couldn't cover a 6'7" tight end, bro. It's ridiculous. Caden Durham, run for 7. You'd have an offsides penalty on Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas had, I think, 2 or 3 offsides penalties today? That has to get fixed. You'd have a throw to Tradez for 19. Throwing to Barryon Brown is incomplete. But you get a holding call, so they're backed up to the 43. 1st and 20. They run a drag route. They get Kyle Parker over the middle. No safety help. You miss a tackle. Touchdown. That is essentially where the game was won, but got another phone call, man. You're on the phone with Lucas Hill. This is the South Carolina Live postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
What's up? It's LSU Hyper Ninja.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. I'm gonna be a little respectful because this is enemy territory.
I mean, you can say whatever you want, man. I mean, you're protected by the First Amendment. What'd you think of the game?
I'm not really impressed by LSU. I mean, I feel like South Carolina, they played all right of defense. I mean, I don't really think it really should have been 38-10. I was just being a little sarcasm, but I feel like LSU's offense really beat themselves in this game with the turnovers, but South Carolina kind of did the same on offense as well. Does that make sense?
I mean, this has been the story of South Carolina all year, brother. So you're not wrong. You're pretty much just repeating what everybody else has been saying about South Carolina all year, man. But This is on offense. This is on inconsistency from your offensive coordinator. This is on inconsistencies from your offensive line, man.
I just feel like both defense, I mean, LSU's defense is the reason they won the football game, plain and simple. I mean, they stopped Sellers. I mean, Sellers, I feel like South Carolina is wasting him, man. Like, he is a superstar quarterback. It's
He
just
is.
that offensive line and – go ahead.
No, you're right. He is. He is a superstar. And I've had people in my comment section that say, "Oh, he's trash. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that." No, he's not. What makes you think that he is trash? In my opinion, you have no evidence to back it up that he's trash from what he's put on the field. He is being held back because of poor offensive line play and poor play calling. So that's just my 2 cents on it.
Right, and I mean, to be fair, I mean, Nussmeier, I mean, he didn't play great either. I mean, he threw 2, like, that was like, the one that he threw, like, that looked like a slant to the end zone, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, turnovers like that is what's going to, like, I'm surprised LSU won the football game. Like, I'm not even just saying it because LSU won. Like, you only win by 10 points. Like, if I'm South Carolina, I'm, like, I mean, it's not good to lose, but you didn't, like, lose, you know what I mean? Like, you felt like, hey, we actually got 4 turnovers. We won the turnover battle, but we still lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you also shot your own self in the foot. South Carolina had 5 turnovers. You had a missed field goal, 2 turnover on downs,
Correct.
An interception, and a fumble. That ultimately turned into 6 for LSU. So,
right. I mean, I can't even tell who you really want to blame, Joe Sloan, or do you want to blame Mike Shula? It's like, I mean, look, our fan base, we're the same way with our offensive coordinator. We want him fired. We're the same way. I feel like South Carolina has a superstar quarterback. If people think that guy sucks just because of what happened tonight, they're crazy. I mean, like, what was he supposed to do? I mean, he was every time he snapped the ball, he was literally running for his life. I mean, and he had moments where he was breaking tackles and stuff. But like you just said, I mean, like, I don't know if you want to blame the play calling. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm just surprised LSU won the game. I mean, I wanted to say good game to you guys, be a little respectful, because I know Carolina jackpot. I don't know how he's feeling, but all I'm going to say is he can't blame the rest this year.
no, I mean, do I think that there were some ticky-tacky calls at points during the game?
Yeah, like,
yes.
Well, yeah, like, what was the deal about the whole, like, the fake punt? I mean, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah,
you know?
I tried to look at that. I couldn't tell you, man. I thought it was a very, very crappy call. I don't know if it was substitution issues or whatnot, but it was a garbage call by the referees because he's clearly on the sideline at this point in time. By the time they snap the football, they're probably 2 or 3 yards past where the yard marker is to get behind the white. And they call, what was it, illegal procedure or something like that, which was bullcrap. It's bottom line, man.
And then they called it. Yeah, go ahead.
Did I think that it affected the game? No, absolutely not.
No. I mean, I don't like to bring up last year. Now, last year, yes, you guys had a point because I'm going to be realistic. You guys did get robbed last year. That was a pick 6 that you guys had against us. And, I mean, I'm just being ran enough. We should have lost you guys last year. This was a different year.
If you listen to Blake Ruffino's show, AYS Sports, last year, he said the same thing. That guy, I respect his show, and he's probably one of the realest LSU media personnel that's out there. He's very, very genuine when he talks.
Yeah, speaking of him, I'm actually about to call him just a little bit. But yeah, I love that dude. And that guy, he is the legend, man. Like, I think you are too, though. I mean, I don't really watch South Carolina content, but I mean, I still like, I mean, honestly, I feel like you guys have the players to be good. I just don't know, like the Vanderbilt game, for instance. Like, yeah, when Sellers went down, like, I don't know what, like, I feel like it's all around Sellers. Like, he has to be Superman for this team.
Right.
Then you got Nick Harbor, who I think, isn't he supposed to be the best receiver on the team?
I mean, he's supposed to be, man, but the problem is that you're not feeding him the football enough, and you're not putting him on the routes that you should be putting him on. We got him on underneath routes, but we need to put him in one-on-one situations that he can succeed in. Man-to-man coverage, when you have him at the top of the screen, because that's where he's going to be playing mostly, is that wide position at the top. You're probably going to put him and put Dre Jacobs at the bottom at the X position. Both of them you can send on go routes. They're dangerous when it comes to that. The deep ball that Lenoris has yet to really get a grasp on majority of the season, which sucks, man. That's the bottom line. So, but again, you shot yourself in the foot. You destroyed any chance of an opportunity to win the football game, and it's the bottom line, man. That's the bottom line, is that you pretty much pissed down your leg, and you pretty much you refuse to adjust at any point in time.
And Trades Green, I mean, everybody wants to say 6'7". I mean, okay, and it don't matter. I mean,
bro, Trades Green had South Carolina's number today. That's the bottom line. Eight catches for 119. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then the crazy part was our biggest run of the game. LSU's biggest run of the game. And then we go down there and throw a pick. It's like we were trying so hard to give South Carolina the game. But then South Carolina's like, no, we'll let LSU have the game. It's like we're just both fighting for who wants to win. And I don't know, man. Like, it's always weird when LSU plays South Carolina, but look, man, I'm not trying to keep you. I mean, you do good work, what you do, man. Thanks for taking my call. Much respect to you, man.
Absolutely, man. Hey, tell Blake Lucas Hill said hello.
Lucas Hill? Okay.
All right, man. It's the bottom line, man. I mean, he's pretty much right. But, hey, man, let me get to the rest of these comments, and I'm calling it a night. I got to get back up to my hotel room. We'll be back, I think. We'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll recap the rest of this game, and we'll preview Oklahoma this week. We'll get a guy from Oklahoma to hop on the show. Stephen Thatch says there's a kicker down here in Destin that went to kick for Benedict from a Florida high school Final Four playoff team. Can hit it from 55+, big leg. Someone needs to get him in the portal and then give him at least a PWO if we can't kick from 45. Stephen Thatch with another. Dude, Stephen has been dropping some absolute freaking gems today. Shula stops Sellers, not the defenses. Part of that is right. Part of that, I understand. Yes, he does stop him. Do I think the offensive line fails him? Yes, he does. So it's both sides. And then No Noun says, any South Carolina fan calling Sellers trash doesn't know ball. I'll quickly get through the rest of the play-by-play guys, and then we're calling it a night. And by the way, if you guys want to continue to call in, guys, y'all make sure, if you want your comment read for sure, y'all go ahead, drop your super chats in the comments if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on Twitter, y'all go ahead, y'all go over and transition to the YouTube page if you want to send in a super chat. We greatly appreciate that. So you wouldn't do anything pretty much the rest of the game. You'd have an 11-play, 46-yard 11-play, 46-yard drive that would end in a tie, or I already got to that one. You would have a 3-and-out. You get an interception. You go 13 plays for 62 yards. You get all the way inside the LSU 25. You'd have a false start, an intentional grounding, a sack, and you'd have to punt the football because you go from the LSU 27, and you back up all the way to the 37-yard line. They punt, you turn it over on downs, they turn it into a field goal, you turn it over on downs again, they kneel it down. So, yeah, man, that's the bottom line. Babes and Waves says LSU top 10 now. Oh, yeah. They're not a top 10 team. I'll promise you that. I'm just being real whenever I say that. But the bottom line is this. Your offense is anemic. You have no identity whatsoever. And to be honest, man, I don't know what the future of what this coaching staff is going to look like. What it needs to be addressed is that you have to make coaching changes. Stephen Thatch, to end it off, says women's basketball soon, LOL. Yep. Yeah. I mean, women's basketball, it bring you national championships, man. Baseball, it's frustrating. Men's basketball is another thing. But we'll see, man. We'll just have to see what happens throughout the rest of the night. Hey, man, thank you guys so much for hopping on inside our post-game show. We will see you guys on Tuesday for our South Carolina live show. I'll be back at headquarters, back in our hometown of Louisiana. We're in Arlington, Texas right now on vacation. But, guys, thank you so much for hopping on. It's 1,718 of you guys up in here, man. You guys are the best. Appreciate you all tuning in every single night and following us here at South Carolina Live at the Voice of College Football. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay blessed. Y'all don't stress. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.